I love Ben Simmons. The flip side to it is that he is literally no threat whatsoever from the perimeter. So if you get somebody in there who is a threat from the perimeter, how will you adjust to that? How much will that benefit your team? Schematically, what are you going to show us as a coach that you can do with a 7'1" all-star who's a surreal talent in Joel Embiid? It remains to be seen. But I don't have the confidence that Joel Embiid can day in, day out be that guy. I know his talent. I'm not questioning it. But I'm talking about the motor. The motor to show up every night and be like, this is my damn team. Give me the rock. Throw the offense through me and watch me wreak havoc. Do I have confidence that Joel Embiid can do that? The answer right now is no.
And we won't know until he has an extended period to try it. I stand by what I said, Stephen A. They're excellent together. I think they'd be better apart, provided they had teams built around them. I don't just mean take Simmons off the Sixers and the Sixers are better, although the Sixers outscore opponents. They're plus 11.8 points a game with just Embiid. With just Simmons, they're also better than opponents, but not much. And with both on, they're a little better than obviously with both off, they're no good. But just Embiid is 11.8. You know what that is? The Bucks lead the league at 11.6. They're better than the Bucks somehow when they just have Embiid. Look, sometimes a guy needs to feel the pressure of the big moment to step up. You notice Embiid plays at home, and by the way, the Sixers are virtually unbeatable at home, and yet they lose a lot on the road, twice as much as they win. It's bizarre, and I've told you, I think it's because there's no real leadership at the top from the Sixers. It starts with ownership. It's all kind of upside down, and so they're load managing. They're not load managing Embiid really with any real discernible plan long term. So he's doing it just as he goes along, kind of figuring it out himself. So he shows up at home, sure, of course. This year, they've played without Simmons 4 times. They're 3-1, Stephen A. 3-1. The one loss was to Denver by 3 points at Denver. So you mean to tell me you're 3-1 with the one loss to a powerhouse team that has a huge advantage because of altitude, especially, at home, and you lost to them by 1 possession? That's your only loss? How about the last 2 games Embiid has played without Simmons, where they beat Charlotte and they beat Atlanta? 39, I think it was, and 16? Or was it 30,
Max, are you
49 and 14?
And Atlanta?
Yeah, Charlotte and Atlanta.
Are we really focusing
guys,
on Charlotte? I understand what you're saying. We're really referencing Charlotte and Atlanta as the benchmark.
The bottom line is they also
can be skewed and used against you now.
They also played. You're not going to use a win against someone. Like you can only play who's there. They're 3-1. The one loss to Denver by a single possession at Denver. Otherwise, 3-0. Otherwise, they have 3 wins. And Embiid in the last couple has scored close to 40 and then 50 points with double-digit rebounds. He's beasting when he has to. I think he can carry them while Simmons is gone. Not to a finals, but he can win a lot of games. You can win a lot of games with Embiid.
Stephen A., he should be beasting Atlanta and Charlotte. He's getting the supermax. His talent is that.
He's the best player in the league.
He's the best player in the world.
Oh, yeah, the world.
In the world. His talent is that of the best. His maturity is that of a second or third guy on your team, on your roster. And here's why I sometimes think where we can take the advantage of analytics when you say he's plus 11. And I don't know who those wins were against.
That's why I didn't bring it up.
Because
if I had asked Max that question, we would have been listening to him for the rest of the segment.
We're just listening to
and
numbers.
I didn't want to motivate him.
I know who those wins were against as opposed to the scheduled season, part of the season where Ben Simmons, that part of the season may have been a lot more difficult than the part that Joel Embiid had without Ben. So my eye test tells me, though, Stephen A., when you look at Joel Embiid, I think he's a super talent. I really do. I just don't trust the leadership aspect of him as a player. And that's the thing, that the consistency of that. But when you think about the great players, they do it consistently every single night. You know, when Giannis was asked after that game that I got a chance to go down to 76ers at the Bucks, the reporter asked him, hey, was today a statement game? Because Joel Embiid just said he's the best player in the world. You know the way Giannis answered that? He was like, we're just trying to finish better in the playoff race. We're worried about getting to the playoffs. Like, I don't have time for that. I'm not worried about these little minute childish games.
Well, I think the important part for Joel Embiid, if he's listening, to understand is that there's no one with sense that would question the talent of Joel Embiid. None. What we're questioning is your motor. What we're questioning is your wanted. Like, for example, it was very symbolic to me that, and again, I'm not teasing Joel Embiid. When they lost to Toronto in the playoffs and he walked down the hallway and went into the arms of his girlfriend in front of everybody, the cameras are rolling, he was crying and all of this other stuff. I actually liked it because I was like, you know what, he cares. It hit him hard. It hit him hard. Yeah. I wasn't making fun of him, and I won't do that. What I'm saying is, your very next time you showed up in Toronto, you scored 0. 0. If there's a game that you want to be up for in a regular season early,
that one.
It's that one, because the last time you were there, it broke your heart. So what you want to do is come out and let everybody know, oh, I remember this, it hurt so bad, and I'm on a mission. The fact that you scored 0 points, I mean, I went ballistic that I can believe him with his skill set, his size, his ability, can play 30-plus minutes and score 0. Not a free throw, not a field goal, anything. And I think that you got to look at stuff like that.
You two are both answering a question that wasn't asked. If it's, is Embiid an MVP? We're not asking that question. Can he carry the load? Either. And when you guys are going at him about, well, these are the teams he's beating, you're supposed to beat them. He plays some teams you're supposed to beat. So the schedule coming up. Like, do you think Embiid can beat these teams? The Cavs, the Knicks, at the Sixers. Then he's got the Clippers and the Lakers. They'll probably lose those games on the road. The Kings and Warriors.
Max, I believe Embiid can perform against anybody.
Wait a minute.
The question is, will he do it continuously?
The Pistons at home, the Pacers, Wizards at home. Like, can he beat these teams? Can Embiid keep you in the playoff hunt, maybe in the top 4 or challenging it without Simmons? That's the question. I believe that Embiid can carry the load in the regular season.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube.
For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app.
And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.